Hi everyone, my name is Donna. Welcome back to my channel at Bookkeeping Made Simple. Today I really want to talk about why bookkeeping is important. In fact, it is critical for the success of your business. And we're going to talk a little bit about why. Now before I get started, as always, if you enjoy these videos, please like, share, and subscribe. It helps me grow my channel. And if you are interested in having us do your bookkeeping for you, you can reach out to us through our website at mysimplebookkeeping.com, or you can message me directly through the social media channel you are watching this through. We do respond to direct messages, and so that's Facebook at My Simple Bookkeeping and on YouTube at Bookkeeping Made Simple. So I want to talk a little bit about why this is important. This is an overlooked part of most small businesses. Most people, when they start their business, they do not jump out of bed and say, I can't wait to do the bookkeeping. What they're excited about is doing the thing that they do that makes them money. They're just not, bookkeeping tends to get shoved to the back of the desk. And my entire career, I have made a point of doing those things that other people don't like to do. I was introduced to accounting when I was working in a hospital doing accounts receivable. So I was talking to people that didn't want to talk to me about bills they didn't want to have and hadn't planned for. And so I'm really accustomed to doing the things that other people just don't like to do. Bookkeeping is at the top of most people's list. It is something that is often actively avoided. But it's critical. Now let me explain why I believe it is critical to small businesses. For one, the first thing, bookkeeping is the organization of your financial records. Many, I won't say most, but many small businesses don't have a system for taking care of their financial records, having them organized in a way that the creation of reports and so forth, so they know what they're doing in their business. Now, I was just listening to Roger James Hamilton. I will comment, I will put in the comments or the description about his website. It's geniusu.com actually. He teaches a wealth lighthouse. I'll probably talk about that in later videos. But one of the very first things he says you have to do in your infrared, when you are making so little money, you're actually spending more money than you make, is to measure your money. And when you are running a small business, you don't have a ton of leeway to not measure your money. It's really critical that this gets done. If you don't, it kind of goes to even weight loss. If you want to lose weight, the first thing you need to know is how much do I weigh today? If you want to, that's always been the first thing when I started a new exercise plan. The trainers will start measuring, your body fat percentage, your weight. They want to know where you are physically right now. Now, once that's done, of course, then we know where we're starting from. We have a starting point. So when you measure your money, the first thing we need to know is where are you starting? And what does improvement look like to you? So a good bookkeeping system organizes your business's financial information in such a way that you can look at your business, your reports, and see how your business is doing. There's a couple of ways to do this, and I'm sorry, Roger, I'm gonna plagiarize a couple of things that Roger said. I hope he doesn't mind. There are 3 reports that we work with here at Bookkeeping Made Simple. One is the cash flow. This is like your blood flow. The cash flowing in and out of your business is the lifeblood of your business. And this goes for you personally as well. You can't run on a negative cash flow for very long. Your profit and loss, you can think of that as your breathing and your digestion. You can't live without it. You've got to be in profit. Your income has got to exceed your outflow. And your balance sheet is kind of your general health. So this is your checkup. So once you have these tools, then you can know how your business is doing. Now, the problem is a lot of small businesses will organize their finances by what I call the geological method, which means it's stacked on their desk and the old stuff's at the bottom and the new stuff's on top, and eventually it just turns to stone. That's just kind of the way a lot of people are. This is not something they enjoy. They do look at it as drudgery. I don't, which is lucky for me. But I view it as a very critical component. So my job then becomes to take all of these financial records that a business person has and to create reports that they can then understand. And those are the statement of cash flows, the balance sheet, and the profit and loss. The other thing is that, sorry, I can't see without my glasses anymore. It drives me bananas. And I think it changes my whole face when I put them on, so I don't like to wear them. Having good bookkeeping, it creates a framework for the rest of your business. Now, what I mean by that is that once you know what your business is doing and where you are, what your starting point is, and with a good bookkeeper and a good accountant, someone that can kind of walk you through what these reports mean, then you can look at your business and start to see, where do I need to make decisions? Where do I need to cut back? Where do I need to spend more money? I know of a few businesses that instead of cutting back necessarily, they took a huge leap of faith and spent more money on advertising and marketing, trying to get more clients in because they couldn't do any less. So that might be something that is applicable to your business. But it gives you the framework. This is, by the way, when you have all of your business finances organized, this then becomes a way for you to, if you need to get a loan for your business, if you need to start a line of credit, when you go in and your financials are created and prepared by someone outside of your business, outside of you, then it actually looks much better to the underwriters. So that is something to think about. Having your business organized, finances organized, really improves your ability to make business decisions. Like I was just saying about maybe marketing, if you don't know where you are, you can't tell where to go to get to where you want to go. Sometimes I will use kind of a map analogy. My parents live in Western Kentucky. One of my brothers lives in Seattle, or Olympia. I'm not going to use the same directions to get to my parents' house as my brother is, because he's going to take a different route. He might take a plane. We're going to get there in different ways. And that really is how I think about this, is there are multiple ways to get to the same destination. The first place to know is where you are right this minute. And the second thing to know is, where do you want to go? And I'm going to talk about that, and I have talked about that in videos about goal setting and planning, and I'll probably talk about it again. But that's the things that you really want to kind of cover is, where am I now? And now how do I get to where I want to go? Everybody's going to take a little bit of a different path. There are many paths to the top of the mountain. But if you don't know where you're starting, you're likely to get lost on the way. So having your books in order really helps create that framework, that that place to hang all this information, so that you can then make intelligent, thoughtful, informed decisions about your business. They may not be the same decisions that someone else in your same business would make, but they will be hopefully well thought out. You will have the information that you need. The number one thing I get asked about when discussing bookkeeping is taxes. And yes, tax season is quickly coming upon us. When your books are in order, it makes it much easier to do your taxes. Now, there are some things you're going to see differently on your tax return than you're going to see in your books. One of the big ones, the biggest place where tax accounting and financial accounting differ in, if I'm doing your books, I'm doing financial accounting, is is going to be in depreciation. So if you have long-term assets, I'm going to talk to you about depreciation and why it's going to look different on your tax return, which is, by the way you do depreciation or depletion or amortization on your tax return is federally mandated, versus the way we want to do it in your books. We usually accelerate depreciation a bit more in the books or a bit more on the tax returns. But one way the government tells you how to do it, and another way we might look at that as a little bit different. We might choose to use a different method depending on your situation, what you're trying to accomplish. So kind of keep that in mind. You may see some differences between your tax return and your assets and liabilities in your books. So be aware. But if your books are in order, tax preparation becomes a breeze. It literally becomes plugging in certain numbers, taking care of the carryovers, and it is so much easier for everybody involved. Nobody likes, I used to call this the April Fool's box, and I would get this all the time when I was first starting to do bookkeeping, and that's been about 12 years ago. I had a client come in with a banker's box full of receipts. And I kid you not, it was on April 1st. And he says, can you have this organized by April 15th? And I said, yeah, if I had started in January, can't do it today. So the idea of having your books done, number one, it's always going to be organized. It is going to be a relief to you. And this is one of the things I hear a lot from my clients. It is such a relief to get this off my plate. So it's going to be a relief to you to not need to get this done day after day, week after week. It will be done on a regular, timely basis every week. Another thing is that you should look forward to is that you will always know how your business is doing. Always. You will always have a good idea of where your business is, what your business is doing. And if you don't, you can reach out to your bookkeeper and talk to them about what concerns you have. Now I've got kind of a list of videos I'm going to be doing. I've been spending some time offline trying to do some preparation and some research because I've done a lot of these videos not really knowing what people wanted to know and not really receiving the information I was asking for, which is if you have a question, comment, something you'd like me to make a video about, please comment below. And that still stands. But I finally got some tools to actually know what people are looking for on the internet when it comes to bookkeeping. So again, if you would like us to do your books, we would love to help you out. The website address is mysimplebookkeeping.com. You can catch us on Facebook, also at My Simple Bookkeeping, or on YouTube at Bookkeeping Made Simple. And you can direct message us through any of those channels. We'll be happy to talk to you about your books and about your specific situation. I did have a client ask me the other day, or a prospect, about pricing. The answer is it depends on your specific circumstance, your goals, your dreams, your aspirations, the number of accounts you have, the number of transactions you have in those accounts on average. There's a lot that goes into it, how many trade lines you have, how much activity is going on in your account, and how much time we think it's going to take, because we do charge a flat rate. We charge it weekly, not monthly, but we do charge it weekly. And we make sure that your books are updated weekly as a result. So again, mysimplebookkeeping.com. We would love to hear from you, and we would love to help you get this particular dinosaur off your back. Thanks very much, and have a